Hey guys, this is Sunny, and today we're going to be ranking pretty much all the pets in Skyblock. Well, the thing is though, this really isn't the full tier list. So yeah, by the way, we are going to be ranking the pets that we have. Alright, so let's begin with the list. So by the way, all of the pets are in alphabetical order in right there. So yeah, let's begin. Bat pet. So yeah, the bat pet literally looks like a bat artifact. But yeah, it's only good for spooky, so I'm gonna say C. Maybe I'm just gonna move it on to B tier. The B pet is an okay tank pet. Put it on B. You pretty much know all the perks. Black Cats is good for magic find and pet luck. S tier. Blaze pet. Blaze pet only doubles your hot potato books, and trust me, it is not worth the cost. I'm gonna put it in B tier because I mean hot potato book doubling is good, but it is not worth 40 million coins just to double out your hot potato books. And considering that fuming potato books exist too. Alright, next, blue whale. Blue whale is definitely needed, especially if you're fighting Necron, because that's one way you can get effective health. Alright, chicken pet. Well, I say it isn't really that good. D tier, because yeah, feather falling, who really needs that? And considering there's feather falling 10, and considering that, chickens have a chance to drop an egg. Actually, I'm gonna be putting it on C tier because I guess the extra perk for could be good for Iron Man profiles. Other than that, not really. Alright, dolphin. Now this is an insane pet. Now I'm just gonna put on A tier. It is the best for fish. It is probably the best for fishing though. However, it does have a competition between Megalodon pet. So yeah, right there. Elephant pet. S tier. S tier because of its last perk, which increases the chance of obtaining double drops by 50%. Well, considering because the Dwarven Mines update, it grants 50 farming fortune, which increases the chance of gaining double drops. Well, and pretty much after you get double drops, you'll pretty much be getting triple drops and then quadruple drops. Yeah, there we go. Alright, Ender Dragon. Now, of course, this has remained the best pet for quite a while. But yeah, to be honest though, I'm not really going to be putting this in the S tier just because it is very costly. Let's talk about its perks. So yeah, I'm just going to put in the A tier because of its last perk, Superior, which increases the stats by all the stats by 10%. However, it doesn't increase mining speed. It doesn't even increase mining speed, which I think is terrible though. Alright, and then let's talk about the first perk. First perk increases the damage dealt to end mobs, which I don't think it's any useful in dungeons. And then second perk, it adds damage to the aspect of the dragons. But aspect of the dragons really is a meta because yeah, you have livid dagger, flower of truth, and Hyperion. That's technically all you have. Alright, Enderman. Enderman I'm gonna say C tier. Just because it is kinda useless, especially the last perk though, but it is only very useful for the starting players. Or it's only useful for early game players. And trust me, the common. And it's only the common Enderman which is useful. Alright, Endermite. D tier. Because yeah, Endstone got nerfed, and particularly sacks have been added into the game. And of course, the Pearlmunger ability, even at level 100, is not even gonna make up for the NPC sell price. So yeah, you'd rather just sell your pearls to the bazaar. So yeah, right there. Alright, next here is flying fish. So yeah, in some cases you do actually need to fish solo. So yeah, that's why probably you will need this pet. It is pretty costly in some cases, but yeah. You can get the dolphin for free by killing 250 sea creatures, so that's why I say B tier, because you can literally get dolphin for free, but flying fish is good if you're fishing solo. And as you see, it does give fishing speed. The legendary perk also increases the stats of diver armor, right there. Alright, there you go. The next pet is the ghoul. So yeah, ghoul has been pretty interesting though. Yeah, I would say the perks really need a revamp. This pet could be useful for healer, but not really. Not really. You'd rather just be, well, to be honest though, you'd rather just be stuck with a blue whale rather than a ghoul pet. And considering that the ghoul pet is a 1 out of 12,000 drop chance from crypt ghouls. Alright, there we go. Next is giraffe. Now, of course, I gotta say giraffe is D tier because it doesn't even make a good foraging pet. It does increase crit chance and a lot of strength, but it is pretty costly, especially for its terrible stats. Alright, golem pet. Golem pet. I'm gonna say it's an A tier because of its last perk. Considering that you have this ability called Iron Punch, which basically has the ability to deal 500% of your damage, which is very cool. But yeah, I gotta say same tier as the Ender Dragon, but yeah, definitely very good. Guardian is the next on the list. So yeah, the Guardian pet. So yeah, I gotta say Guardian pet is the best for enchanting. So yeah, I'm gonna be putting it for S tier. Gonna be putting it on the S tier, and considering that it boosts your enchanting EXP by up to 30% if epic. Alright, there you go. Horse. Horse is only useful if you're trying to glitch in to the Howling Cave, and probably also get yourself a fairy soul in the deep caverns. Otherwise, very useless. Hound pet. Now this is pretty interesting. B tier. I'm just gonna put in the B tier because because of course coins were there's really no concept of gaining coins in dungeons, but yeah. It also increases the chance to gain armor, and yes, if you're struggling with attack speed, then this pet could be good. But yeah, and also, it can increase the stats of getting armor as well. Definitely useful. Right there. Alright, jellyfish. Once again, very useless. Because, yeah, why not? Alright, Jerry. I gotta say, very cheap, especially for pet. Well, if Jerry pet is very cheap though, but it adds damage to the aspect of the Jerry. But yeah, it increases the chance of getting Jerry candy. And then pretty much the rest of the perks aren't really that useful. It gives negative intelligence, only good for spamming pearls. Once again, it is only good for spamming orbs. Orbs, I meant. My bad. Lion. Lion, I gotta say, is A tier because yeah. Because yeah, it's good for damage. Magma Cube, really? Really? D tier. Okay, really? You gotta do this? You gotta add this pet? So yeah, basically, it increases the speed of slime minions, it increases the damage dealt to slimes, and buffs the stats of Ember Armor. But once again, you can just use Unstable Dragon Armor, which is gonna be better. Actually, not even Unstable, Hardened Diamond, which is gonna be better. Yeah. Alright, and then next we pretty much have the Monkey Pet. Monkey Pet is the best for foraging. As you see, guys, I'm gonna put it in the A tier because yeah, it increases your foraging fortune by 40. It can give 100 speed while in the park, and also it reduces the cooldown of the jungle axe and the tree capitator by 1 second at level 100, which I believe definitely makes up for the 100 speed, and I believe it is definitely faster than using an Oslo pet. So yeah, that's what I believe. And then finally, we do have the Oslo pet for. I'm not even sure about the. I'm not even sure. I think that's all the foraging pets. Yeah, the finally really is nice. Alright, Ocelot, I'm gonna say is a C tier, B tier, because of the XP you gain. Parrot, I say, is outclassed, because yeah. Actually, I'm gonna put it in the C tier because, yeah, of its first perk, called Flamboyant. It adds levels to intimidation accessories. Yeah. Phoenix, B tier, B tier, specifically cool for damage, but yeah. Actually, I'm gonna move it down to C. Pigman, good for slayers, A tier. Pigpet, not even good. And even considering that it's AFK ability, man, come on, aren't even good. Alright, And of course, the trample ability really isn't that nice, as it doesn't even help you win in the Jacobs contest. Alright, next is Rabbit. Rabbit is going into A tier because of the boost of the farming EXP boost, which is good early game. But yeah, later on you can actually get yourself an elephant pet, which increases your farming fortune. Alright, Rock Pet makes a viable early game pet and a mid game pet because of its defense it gives. And it also gives true defense as well, right there. Sheep Pet is good for Sheep Pet. I'm gonna put it in the S tier, especially the epic one, because yeah, it reduces the mana cost of items by 20%, which I believe it's like an additional ultimate wise too, which is very good for mana. It's very good for mana. However, it is only suggested to use this pet if I'm gonna move it to the A tier. Never mind. It is only suggested to use this pet if you have a lot of effective health. If you don't have a lot of effective health, then you would rather just stick with the blue whale pet. Yeah, right there. Silverfish. Very good. Silverfish is actually very good for mining. I'm gonna put it in the A tier because actually I'm gonna move it to the S tier because yeah, first it does make a good early game pet even if it's not legendary because it boosts your true defense by 15 and then it gives 30% mining XP and then the legendary perk, aka the third perk, is called Dexterity, which grants permanent haste 3, which I believe it's amazing. Alright, and there we go. There's still some more pets in there, but that's not the whole list as well. So yeah guys, Skeleton Horse, basically just a rip-off of the horse. No wonder why you're going for that pet. Snowman. Snowman, I do feel that it's kind of a good damage pet, but the only useful perk here is the snowball. But yeah, it's super rare, and you can only get it from opening gifts. Yeah, that's what I gotta be honest there. I feel that this tarantula pet should be here because yeah, it really messes up with the ABC scheme. Alright, spider. Only useful for if you're fighting spiders or a game, then yes, could be useful. Squid pet, B tier. Because yeah, you can gain double drops for ring sacks, which I believe it is useful for in case you're trying to grind the recipes for ink sacks. Tarantula pet, C tier. C tier because it is rare and also actually moving it to the B tier. B tier, it's good for damage. One of those pets that gives strength, crit chance, and the crit damage. There we go. Tiger pet is next, which in this case I'm gonna put it on the S tier. S tier because of its good ferocity that it gives. Turtle pet, D tier, definitely. Definitely. It doesn't even make a good tank pet. Blue whale is so much better and so much cheaper than the turtle pet. Now, yeah, it all comes down to the last perk. So yeah, the last perk here is called Unflippable, which gains immunity to knockback. Which I believe it is. I get that it's good, but in a recent mythological update, they added this new item called a dwarf turtle shellman, which also grants you immunity to knockback. But yeah, it is so much cheaper. Which, in this case, I don't ever seek a reason to use this pet. D tier. Wither Skeleton. Last perk makes it very good. S tier. Wolf Pet. Good for combat. A tier. Zombie Pet. Not even good. Zombie Pet. Zombie Pet, not even good, considering that, buffs all the stats of undead armor. That includes armor sets like zombie armor and even revenant armor. And trust me, revenant armor is not even useful for an endgame set. And by the way, you could just use Shadow Assassin. By the way, you could just use Shadow Assassin and a Livid Dagger to just dominate the revs. That's what I say. So yeah, and then there's also some pets right there that I gotta say. So yeah, the first one here, I'm gonna search up the Megalodon pet. So yeah, here we go, the Megalodon. I'm just gonna go to the forum. So yeah, by the way, Megalodon pet is another one of those pets which can only appear in epic and legendary. But yeah, as you see, guys, let's talk about the legendary stats. So yeah, it gives strength, magic fire, and ferocity, deals blood scent, deals up to 25% damage based on the enemy's missing health. I believe it's cool, but not really. It's kind of like the last stand ability, except it's kind of like the last stand ability on the golem, except like yeah, it's your enemy's health, not your health. Enhanced scales. Increase the stats of shark armor by 20%, which in this case it is pretty expensive, which yeah, which in this case it is not the only fishing set. There are still other sets like angler, salmon, and even diver. And then finally the perk is the feeding frenzy. On kill you gain 50% damage and speed for 5 seconds. I gotta say Griffin is obviously better for magic find just because it's cheaper and yet and the 50 strength really doesn't make up for anything. And also 5 ferocity. The tiger pet can give you 10 ferocity, and of course, the perk can increase your ferocity by probably 40%. Yeah, 40%, which yeah, I would say now we're going for. So if I had to put this pet anywhere, I guess it would just be the D tier. Have to be D tier just because of how expensive it is. It is more of a damage pet, not even useful for fishing as well. So yeah, I've also seen another pet. So yeah, I've also seen a pet called a mithril golem. The mithril golem. Pretty interesting right there. Alright, the mithril golem. Now guys, the mithril golem pet is unlocked at mithril 7. We had 250,000 mithril. But yeah, by the way, 20,000 mithril is needed to craft this pet. That's how you craft it. Yeah, by the way, never even use an enchanted egg to craft the mithril golem. Always use a super enchanted egg. Because the epic perks are so good. And you know, somehow you might get a legendary. That's gonna be so good. Right there. Let's compare its stats. It gives 50 true defense, but yeah. Let's talk about its perks. Mithril Affinity. Gain 100 mining speed when mining mithril. Gain 20% more mithril powder. And increases your combat stats by 20% on mining islands. So yeah, if I had to say this is gonna be an A tier. For me, it is gonna be an A tier though, but it's pretty expensive though, but it is good whenever paired with Sorrow armor. Whenever paired with Sorrow armor, it is gonna be very good in there. Alright, and then we also seen ourselves a spirit pet. Spirit pet. So yeah, it is obtained after completing 4-4. It makes you stronger as a ghost. The pet is automatically spawned when the player dies. Which in this case, I don't believe that, which in this case, yeah. Yeah. Alright, so yeah, by the way, let's talk about its legendary perk. So I would say 30 speed and 100 intelligence. Spirit assistance spawns and assists you when you are ghosted dungeons. By the way, that isn't really a perk. Spirit leap grants a 10% for mini bosses and dungeons to drop 5 spirit leap pearls. But yeah, it isn't useful as a ghost anyway, and you wouldn't even use it as a ghost anyway, so why would you? Alright, spirit cooldown. Reduces the cooldown of your ghost abilities in dungeons by 50%. But yeah, by the way, it isn't really useful right there, as of course, not all the ghost abilities are. But of course, not all the ghost abilities are useful. So yeah, that's what I say. If I had to say, I gotta say this pet is a C tier. C tier just because yeah, it's the only pet just because it's the only pet that you can spawn while you're a ghost. So yeah, I think that's technically the tier list, and that's pretty much all of the pets in Skyblock. I hope I am not missing anything. So yeah, guys, hopefully I am not missing anything in right there. So yeah, guys, let me guess if I didn't really miss anything. Oh, yes, the Griffin. How could I forget? The Griffin. The Griffin is pretty cool all around. It gives intelligence, strength, crit chance, crit damage, and magic find. It's very good for the mythological ritual, and yeah, you gain permanent strength, regeneration, and strength. And of course, it's just the uncommon perk, which is amazing. And then King of Kings, you gain X% strength when you are above 85% health. So yeah, by the way, this pet is going to be an S tier because yeah, it seems to actually perform better than the Ender Dragon in terms of cost. All right, so yeah, that is gonna be all. No wonder why it was missing this. It was missing the skeleton pet. The skeleton pet was missing, unfortunately. But yeah, I'm just gonna put it in the B tier, A tier. I mean B tier, because it's specifically good for Archer. But yeah, by the way, hopefully I'm not missing anything else. Oh yes, Baby Yeti, S tier. I gotta say, but it isn't worth its cost. Only good for berserkers, so I guess I'm gonna put in the A tier. But yeah, right there. A jellyfish, parrot, and sheep. Technically got that thing. Alright, that's technically going to be all the pets in Skyblock. And that's my tier list, by the way, guys. I'll be putting the additional pets in the description. So just in case you don't miss out. So guys, thank you all so much for watching. Enjoy this bit, subscribe, turn on notifications, and see you in another video. Goodbye.